If you could all please put your mobiles on silent because it, affects the mics as well as the system as well as the speaker. It just disturbs the speaker. Yeah? Okay. So, hi, I'm Aarti Karthik and I'm the moderator for this workshop that you're going to attend. It's going to be an interesting one क्योंकि especially talking about the students over here. जब हम student होते हैं तो हम सोचते हैं कि हम क्या बनेंगे? There are a lot of people who want to do their own business. So you must have had a lot of questions. अब किताबें पढ़ना बड़ी मुश्किल बात होती है, मोटी मोटी किताबें पढ़ना, है ना? How to set up your own business. तो यहाँ पर आपको इस सेशन में वो सारी छोटी चीज़ें पता चलेंगी, इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ें पता चलेंगी, जिससे आपको ये बेनिफिट होगा कि किताबें पढ़ने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, but it will give you an insight that if you want to have your own business, how to do it. Okay? So being an entrepreneur is more than being a business owner. It's a perspective and a lifestyle. The road to entrepreneurship is often a treacherous one filled with unexpected detours, roadblocks, and dead ends. There are lots of sleepless nights, plans that do not work out, finding and funding a lot of things doesn't come through, and customers that never materialize. Despite these hardships, people embark on an entrepreneurial journey, determined to bring their vision to fruition and fill in a need in society. With the right motivation, inspiration, and game plan, you can be a successful entrepreneur too. Now, how you're going to do it, what are the insights to it, ये आपको इस workshop में पता चलेगी. The workshop is termed as Steps to Begin Your Entrepreneurial Journey, and the entrepreneur is Usha Goswami. She's the proprietor of Dimensions, an architectural and designing firm with headquarters in Kolkata and has offices in Vizag, Shantiniketan, Mumbai, and Goa. Usha was born in the big little city of Jamshedpur, went on to do graduation from the University of Pune, and completed her MBA from Delhi University. She started her career as a HR professional, लेकिन जैसे कहते हैं कि एक सपना और एक सोच हमेशा हमारे साथ चलती रहती है. For her, it was the field of design. She established her business in 2005, and her clients include Tata Steel, Shapoorji and Pallonji, Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers Limited, Kaziranga University, Hibis Hotels and Resorts. Usha Goswami is an esteemed member of the Chamber of Indian Industries, Indian Women Network, and the Vice President of Women India Chamber of Commerce and Industries, West Bengal. Now, I would like to welcome Usha to give her insights and talk about her journey.
A very good evening to all of you all here. Rightly said, सोच, समझ और लक्ष्य. हम क्या सोचते हैं? That's the first step. हम उसको कितना समझते हैं, उसको कितना जीते, how much do we live our imagination? That's the second step. But before that, you have to set forth your laksh, your aim. What do you want to become? Who do you want to become? How do you want to become? And before everything else, यहाँ जो सारे बच्चे हैं ना, I would like to tell you all, or rather ask you all, कि क्या आपको लगता है that doing business is a child's play, बच्चों का खेल? Anyone? Yes? I could see heads nodding, but anyone for yes, yes, it is a child's play. Anyone? Yeah, it's me. The reason being, इस business को करने के लिए what you need, उस बच्चे का जोश, जिद. Without that, nothing can be achieved, for sure. You need to have the blind faith in your जोश, जुनून. दोनों तीनों चीजें होनी चाहिए आपके पास. So I would literally say it's a child's play. Initially. But yes, you have to build it with your own intellect. uh, many people feel that building your own business, it's a really tiresome job. But let me tell you, chai banana to sabko aata hai, right? We all know how to make tea. So no? You don't know how to make, anyway, it requires water, sugar, tea leaf, boil it, drink it. So it's that simple. So you tell me, how many ways are there to build a business? How many ways are there to build a business? Plenty. चाय बनाने के शायद 2-3 तरीके होंगे, but business को बनाने के बहुत सारे तरीके हैं. So it's easier than even making tea, let me tell you. And there are many ways to build your business. I'll just take you through a small presentation that I have prepared. So the first slide, as you can see, there is a key dropping into the hand. This is absolutely exactly opposite of what you can see here. Nothing falls into your hand. You have to grab it yourself. So building your own business, why people want to venture it out? The number one reason is being your own boss. People want to become their own boss, but it's a terrible thing. We perform terribly. We don't want to become boss of our own selves. You have to become business owner. So boss of your business. Boss of your own business. BYOB. Be the boss of your own business. Now, as you can see here, there are many keys. And rightly said, success does not have one key. There are many keys, many ways in which you can build the success story. First, what you want to achieve, that has to be planted right at this stage where you all are. If I tell you I was rejected even as a child when I was born, rejected as in I was born as a girl child. My mother was expecting, my parents were expecting a boy child, and I was born. So I was rejected right at the day zero. Then when I grew up, as she mentioned, that I am from Jamshedpur. So after finishing my 12th from a CBSE background, I was told to join Bihar University, Patna University, wherein it was almost the end of it. I was rejected then to be sent out for studies. I wanted to come out and study because there was hardly anything there. I mean, nothing, if we can say, way back in '94. I was rejected then. So steps and steps and steps. There will be many steps on which you will be rejected. Point blank, you will be rejected. But you have to sail through. We have to sail through that. See, these are the two questions that, may I know, I mean, everybody is from commerce background, science background, I mean the students, because primarily what I have is students right here. So all of you all are from commerce background or science? Commerce? Maths? Okay. Anyone wants to build his or her own business? Or dreamt of it? You have? Okay. What do you want to, I mean, if I can just initiate this, what do you want to become? No issue. Ab baith ke bolo. Tell me. Okay. So product, service, what? You want to build a product? Service. Hospitality? All right. So these two things you have to put your heads into. Who do you want to be? And how do you want to create your wealth? This initiates right today probably. Who do you want to become? An entrepreneur? Who is an entrepreneur? Who risks everything to see that his or her dream is achieved. Big risk. Maybe into gaining very small. You do not know the future. Tomorrow you don't know. What you have is today your own dream. So entrepreneur is a person who risks all to gain your objective. An investor. What's an investor? Investor who invests into someone else's company and earns profit. Then you have an intrapreneur. What is an intrapreneur? Who is an entrepreneur? Somebody who builds or develops that business on behalf of the owner of the business. So that's called entrepreneur. Now CEO or the founder, if you have the dream, you know what you want to build, so you become the CEO or founder of that company. One particular company, you become the CEO and founder. Support team. That's again, having a support team. You can build your business around supporting other businesses. Whichever, you can take up accounts, you can take up projects wherein your work is to support the operations of that particular business owner. Then you have solopreneur. Who all are the solopreneurs? A tennis player, a badminton player, anybody who ventures out on himself or herself is a solopreneur. Then you have influencer. I guess you are into that. So an influencer is a person who influences different modalities of business through his or her own act. Different platforms are there to become an influencer. Now next is, how do you want to create your wealth? Business is not for non-profit thing. I mean, it is built to earn profit. So how do you want to create your wealth? Equity. The first one is equity. Equity means you buy some shares of a renowned company at rupee 1 and you sell it at rupee 2. You earn the difference of rupee 1, that's called equity. As in, you buy the share at X amount and sell it at X plus 1, X plus 2, X plus 3, and you earn the profit. The differential amount is your profit. So through equity, you can build your wealth, then build to sell. This is again a very in thing today. You build your business, don't get attached to what you are building, just you build it, scale it, and sell it. Build it, scale it, and sell it. Scalability. If the business has got scalability, the bigger sharks in the industry will buy you out at your price, depending on what is the valuation of that particular company in the market. Of course, family and marriage. This is another one which people find it very easier through family, inheritance, and marriage, of course. After marriage, you gain some property. Then buy and hold domains. Those who are in computer sciences, probably they will understand that you can buy domains, www.com, .in. You can buy those domains at very cheap price, hold it on for some time. People will be looking for those .com domains, which is very, very, you normally get .in. So if you have that .com domain, you can sell it at your price. So that's a domain, that there is a platform on which you can buy and sell domains. Then you have design. You can, design as an architecture, as an interior designer, as a fashion designer, as a textile designer. So you can become a designer and create your wealth. Your own land. If you're holding, through inheritance, if you're holding a huge piece of land, tomorrow the government might come to you to build a road across that, and you really build a huge amount of wealth out of that. So if you're holding on to buy, hold, and then sell, it's not a day affair. At times it does, but many a times you have to hold on to the piece of land that you have, tomorrow you sell it. So same is the case with all the, you buy the flats flipping, that you buy properties at a lesser rate at the time when it is being built, or the initial phase of the construction. You can buy it, hold it, and earn the differential. This is very important. By suing people, any lawyers out here? You can sue people and earn money. It is not very well known in India, but of course outside India, abroad, people do earn money. Lawyers, huge, hefty amount of money through suing government. You have invest. You have, again, the next step is investing. You can invest in somebody else's company, see it grow. That is a bigger phase of, bigger time space that you require, that you buy some shares, invest in the company, see it through that the company grows. When the company will grow, you will get dividends. You will earn your profit through that. And then the easiest, lottery, of course. For somebody who is extremely lucky, they can earn the wealth through lottery also. See, this is the entire kit to become an entrepreneur. The kit is, in that kit you have mindset, skill set, and your tool set. And an entrepreneur is amalgamation of all these three sets. But I literally prefer this, the mindset. Without the mindset, your skill set and the tool set goes for a toss. You have to have the entrepreneurial mindset. Without that, you cannot work it along. In your mindset, you have belief, thought, perception, your attitude. Skill sets, your competencies, proficiency, technique, and ability. See where you are having a peak performance out here, where all these three are meeting together. The rest of the two, skill set and tool set, you cannot achieve if you don't have a mindset. So these are the three things that, tell me, entrepreneur is born or made? Made? Right. So anybody asking that leaders are born or made? There are people who say born. But they are made. Entrepreneurs are born or made. If someone says born, then what about a loser? I mean, they are also made. So you can build your own self. See, as I told you, the mindset is at the bottom of the pyramid. That is the largest chunk of the whole gamut. You have to have the mindset, then skill set, sharpen your tools, and you're good to go. What it takes to become an entrepreneur. The first thing is desire to become one. I dreamt of this day when I was in class 6th or 7th. Exactly, I don't remember, but I dreamt it. I literally dreamt it. I belong to a lower middle class family where my mother was an illiterate woman. All that she had was the child's josh, that yes, my children have to study and do something. So I dreamt of this day in class 6th or 7th. I didn't leave the hand of that dream and kept on working. So this first thing is desire. You have to develop that desire. Then you believe in your desire. That blind faith in your desire that wherever you are going, whatever you are doing is right. Your actions are right. No matter, even if it is wrong, feel it is right. Because there is no right or wrong into building wealth. You cannot have step 1, step 2, step 3 defined at the initial phase of your desire. The desire phase, you do not know how the ladder and where the ladder is going to take you. You do not know. The only thing you know is the dream, what you want to become. Then you have to create it. There are steps you have to, as I mentioned in the previous slide, your mindset, then your tool set and skill set. You have to create it. You have to actually sharpen your skill sets. So you have to create it. You have to give a name to it. What do you want to become? An engineer or a doctor, a lawyer, a professional, a designer? What do you want to become? In everything, a doctor can be an entrepreneur, an engineer can be an entrepreneur, medical professional, designer can be an entrepreneur. Choose any field. If you want to build your own business around you, as per your wish, as per your desire, then choose that one thing, what you want to become. And there are plenty. The options are plenty. We are, thankfully, you all are born into an era wherein sky is the limit. Now maintain and achieve it. I'll just tell you a short story about myself. My entrepreneurial journey, I finished my MBA from Delhi University, got married in the first year. After first year, I got married to an army officer. And that was the end of my story. As in, being an army officer's wife, I really could not choose the places where he was posted. I could have done nothing. But there was a fire in me. I asked my husband to leave the army because I had to achieve something. I said, either you leave me or leave the army, then we can stay together. Otherwise, we could have stayed away. But at any cost, I was not ready to give up my dream, which I had dreamt in class 6th or 7th. So we came out. I started my business with 1,500 rupees. I didn't have 10,000 of rupees also to open a current account in SBI. I didn't have that because I built my own house. We had just shifted to civil. I built my own house, and there were 1,000 other expenses. So at that particular moment when I had to open a current account, I did not have 10,000 rupees. I had 1,500 rupees. With that, I opened a current account. What is a current account? Current account is an account through which you operate your business. You're taking the money, you spend from there, so that account is must. You have to have that account to do any business with anyone. Luckily, I got my first projects into designing ships, Indian naval ships. And I specialize in designing interiors of naval ships and yachts. So doing that, while my husband was in the corporate, he was working with HCL, Hindustan Computers Limited. And there I got the chance to build transit homes for executives. That was the time 2003, 4, and 5, where all the core bankings were happening. Core bankings. Bank transactions, you didn't have to go literally to each branch to finish your transactions. The core banking was happening then. So there were a lot of engineers traveling from south to east. Back then, I was there in Calcutta. So we started building those transit homes where they could come, stay, and guest houses. In simple term, if I tell you, I started building guest houses because I was a designer myself. I could design the place, premise, and let it out to the big corporates where I didn't have to sell the room. A hotel has to sell a room, right? Every day. But we entered into a 6 years, 10 years contract. So that's how we started operating. I mean, from a very minuscule portion, from one to we built around 70 rooms. 70-room facility in Kolkata, and letting out to all the big corporates. And 2020-21, we are all well aware of the fact that what we all went through. So this was the time everybody was saving money. Spending money was not the right choice. During COVID periods, spending money wasn't the right choice because you didn't know tomorrow what's going to happen. But that was the time when I took that lead. I went to Goa, selected a property, entered into a full-fledged resort business. I spent all. As an entrepreneur, this is again a next thing. That is, if you earn 100%, be ready to invest 150%. If you're not having that heart and courage to invest all of it, maybe beyond that, take a debt. If you do not have the courage, you cannot become one. Debt gives you profit. That's a different funda which we will dwell upon. Debt can also give you profit. Debts from the banks. You take loans from the bank, establish your business, and tomorrow that business gives you the profit. So debts are not bad. So earn 100%. Savers cannot become an entrepreneur. Those who want to save money and do business, not possible. You don't save it. You roll your money. Then only you can earn profit. You save it and earn nothing. As dividends from the bank, you earn nothing. I don't know. Small kids might not understand how the bank operates, but that is how it is. Saving money, nobody can be. Creating wealth. Creating wealth does not mean you're saving for your rainy days. That wealth, I don't call it creating a wealth. Creating wealth, that means a quantum leap from 1 to 100. That's called creating wealth. So today, I stand here wherein I started with 1,500 rupees and I drive a Rolls Royce today. right? I have 4 businesses in Mumbai, a city where many of the people come only with a dream. At Nariman Point. Pardon me? 10 CR. From 1,500. So, a property, not only one, 4 offices in Mumbai, a large house in, a very large house in Mumbai and Lonavala. So you can understand why am I telling you, I didn't mean to, I didn't want to say this, to share this. But when I said that what is quantum wealth, I'm only talking about creating quantum wealth, else no. Don't get into it. If you are ready to give it all to earn this quantum wealth, no saving can create wealth. No saving. You have to invest. Invest in either property, invest in business, somebody else's business, stock market, very risky. First, go through the terms and conditions, then only invest. If you do not know, don't invest. So if I can build this, what I am today, I guess anybody can. As I told you, what I had was ek bacche ka josh and junoon, that's it. And the lady out here sitting, Aradhana, she has been through my journey, she has seen from rupee 0 to creating this today. I could do it. And I don't think that anyone saying that I don't have means, I don't have the support system, I can't do it. I had nothing. If someone says that I don't know if you're going to ask, please ask me this question, that who is the person behind my success? No one. I take all the credit. Not even my husband. I will not like to give credit to anyone else what I have done, what I have achieved. It's all on my sheer junoon and josh. I never looked back, never. I didn't know how much a Rolls Royce costed. I wanted to buy a Mercedes, let me tell you. I wanted to buy a Mercedes. But my son said, if you have that kind of money, Mama, go for a Rolls Royce, because there is a Rolls Royce club in Mumbai, wherein only 14 members are there. Top-notch 14 members of Mumbai. They own it, and they are the Rolls Royce club members. And I am one among them. Proud of myself. Thank you so much. Thank you. So this is what I was talking about, entrepreneurial beliefs. Josh, junoon, और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. Why? You need anything else to become an entrepreneur? कुछ तो सोचा होगा. क्या सोचा? What do you want to become? Tell me. You are from which background? I mean, science, commerce? Arts. Okay. So what do you want to become? Air hostess. All right. Air hostess also can become entrepreneur. Tell me how. You can have a finishing school. You can have a coaching center where you train others to become an air hostess, right? So there are n number of ways you can become. See, this is what, no offense to male members out here, but be the ball buster. Either you crush your own or crush someone else's. But be that ball buster. I came across this definition of a ball buster, a dominating or threatening woman who destroys a man's self-confidence. So this definition is actually, it was very nice, and I felt it is full of humor. That is why I displayed it. But a ball buster can be anyone. It's a slang language. Be the ball buster. You have to have that go daredevil attitude to do that, because I am surviving today in, my business. I'm an architect, designer. I am into hospitality. I am into construction field, wherein it is male-dominated, completely male-dominated wing of entrepreneurship. Whenever I go, I find myself the only female on the site. And they look at me कि मेरे माथे पे C लिखा हुआ है. I go for negotiations. They start with even I must share this, even a worker, say a plumber, an electrician, who is just, does not know anything, but he'll sit in front of me as if, he knows it all. जो सामने है वो तो एक औरत है. And औरत के माथे पे जो मैंने बताया वो लिखा है. उनको थोड़ी देर में पता चल जाता है कि किसके माथे पे वो लिखा हुआ है. So you have to become that ball buster. Bust it. Now don't be a snowflake. Again, who is a snowflake? Again, it's a derogatory word coming from the people who need to carry guns to buy a sandwich, or carry sandwich to buy guns. It doesn't match, right? It doesn't match. For carrying, you don't have to carry guns to buy a sandwich. Simply go, pay money, and buy it. Don't complicate. What it means is don't complicate things. It's as simple as going and doing. That's it. You have to buy a gun, go buy a gun. You don't have to say that I will wake up, I'll dress up, I'll go in my car and, with big support system to carry that gun back. Nothing. Just go and buy it. Silently. Because your success should speak. While you work, don't let anybody know what you're working on, what you're going to do, what's your next move. Don't discuss with anyone. Because no one else will know your pain than your own self. No one will know the way to do it than your own self. People will manipulate you. People will never give you the ways. They will manipulate you. Create your own very typical yet very unique way. See, this goes very strong for the women or the girls who want to become an entrepreneur. The first step is planning. And in the planning phase, you have to reduce the emotional baggage. I myself, I am a mother of 2. My daughter is 22 years plus. Son is 18. And I'm working since my daughter was 2 years old, and son was 4 months old. I was a lactating mother when I used to go on the site and climb 6-storied building, 10-story. I built Lexmark International office, wherein the building was in the making phase, and I used to climb up and down, 6 months pregnant. 6 stories I used to climb up and down. No, I don't remember how many times in a day. I never thought something could go wrong to my child, because complacency does not give you what you want to achieve. A lactating mother of 4 months old child, I began my work again. I resumed my work. So you have to reduce the emotional baggage. While I used to be on the work, back at home there used to be 2 helpers who would receive my kids from the school, feed them up, put them to sleep. I never felt once the guilty consciousness that being a mother, I'm leaving my child behind. Probably I did the right thing because my child was learning to respect my profession. There are actors and there are doers. Become that doer. You don't have to act that I really love my child, so I have to be with them. Don't become an actor. Be the doer. Give them examples. Set the examples for them by doing, not by acting a mother. They don't need you. There are certain things that you can get it done through your helps while you are developing something else. So reduce this emotional baggage. If you carry on this, there is a stop to that journey. Then build. You're building it. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. I did everything alone. I was accountant to my own self. I was the designer to my own self. I used to execute my projects. I used to follow up for the payments. I used to go to offices. I was working with Garden Reach Shipbuilders, which is one of the Navratna companies of Government of India, and the most cash-rich company, in fact. But then also, they used to have payments in 1 year. They used to leave my payments in 1 year. I had numerous visits to their office. But I was doing all alone. So 3 years, I did that. Now again, if you have to take that quantum leap, build your team. You have to build your team. Without that, you can't proceed. You can't go, you can become a solopreneur, but not an entrepreneur. Solopreneurs are all the professionals, they can become. There will be, but they also can't be, solopreneurs are also entrepreneurs at the end of the day. So build your team. Now, how do you build your team? Who should be in your dream team? Somebody like me? Should I replicate myself in my team? Why? Yeah, you're already there. You don't need another one to, come to your team and your team. When you're building a team, you need to invest on that, right? So when you're building a team, take somebody from accounts, somebody who knows money, how to roll money. Take somebody from HR because you're going to grow, so somebody to manage your human resources. Then take somebody, your CTO, the Chief Technical Officer. Whichever field you are, there are some technicalities involved, so take Chief Technical Officer. Now, how do we take it? I'll again come to that after this. Then CSO. You're building a product, if you're building a service, whatever you're building, whatever you're doing, little or big thing, you have to sell it at the end of the day. If you don't sell, you don't earn your profit. So you need a Chief Sales Officer, a CEO to take care of all of these. Now, you must be thinking how to build this expensive a team. This is a very expensive proposition to take a CTO, CSO, CEO, COO, and yourself. Cost to your business will be very, very huge. How do you do that? Say 4 of you, right? Today you're together, you're sitting together, but you might not. If one has to become an entrepreneur, find out those 4 or 5 guys, those who are willing to share your dream, willing to live your dream, willing to earn profit from that dream of yours. Get together. And the equity share, the first slide which I had shown, you have to share your equity. As an entrepreneur, if I hold 100% of the share, the total control, then if I ask these 4 or 5 people to join me, I'll share my profit. I'll tell them, okay, 10% to you, 10% to you, 10% to you, so 50% gone. So whatever the profit comes, 50% comes to me, 50% I again invest it into building a dream team. They know that today they have gained only 50% or 50 rupees, if I may say so, 10 rupees each. But tomorrow when the company grows, it's huge. The share grows multifold. Implementing. Now, while this shows celebrate your Christmas in January. That's what we have been doing. I have never celebrated, I will not say never, but many a times I have missed my kids' birthdays. Many a times I have not celebrated, I have not gone with them on picnic. Maybe once in a year that they used to go for a picnic. You can't celebrate your Christmas on 24th. You have to celebrate it probably in January. So it depends what you keep first. So during implementation phase, it takes your breath away. Literally you cannot celebrate your lot of festivities that you're expecting. So that's the hard work that you're giving to your business. Then growing and growing up phase, again, sacrifice is equal to success. It's absolutely so. No one can say that without burning the midnight oil, you can earn profit, or you can build your dream team, or you can build your dream business. So these are the ingredients and multiple things more. While you start your journey, you'll understand what all things are required more to build this business, but never leave living your highest and wildest expectations. I guess that is why we are there. I'm here to tell you that you have to live if you at all want to live your highest and wildest expectations, do that. You can follow these steps. See, the biggest problem that one faces is how to begin. The first step, how do you begin your business? Many people ask me that how have you begun this journey? It's not well known. I mean, it's all there on internet today regarding the documentation and things. But then, if you can't see where you are going, you surely aren't going to go there. You have to see yourself going there. You have to visualize that you're already there. If you can't see that, you can't go there. You have to prepare your document and lure the investors. Somebody, if you don't have your own money to put in, as I was telling, that you should be ready to invest in 150% of what you're earning. You're earning 100%, be ready to put in 150%. If that also is not sufficient, you ask or you align with investors, those who are willing to invest in your company and earn profit. You ask them to invest in your business, but they'll say, what do you want to become? What's your proposition? So this is what, building your portfolio or building your business plan. That should, you don't have more than 10 minutes or maximum 20 minutes of time. An investor does not have time to listen. I don't know if you all have ever seen Shark Tanks. So there people, people are getting, you have seen the timings, 10 to 20 minutes. You have to convince your investor. If the investor does not get convinced in 10 to 20 minutes, he is or she is not going to get interested any further. So your pitch of the business, who you are, what you want to become. Who you are is not who I am. What my business is and where I want to become. That journey, the investor has to understand in 10 minutes. So that's an art. That's again an art. When you grow up in your own business, again, burning midnight oil, you'll get to know how to build that pitch deck, so that your investor is lured in 10 minutes, maximum 20 minutes. So this is the formal, I'm just letting you know that how you can build your portfolios. I have a real one also, my own valuation reports, my own investor report. I'll share it with you after this. So these are the few of the things that you have to build in your business plan. You have to have a plan. Once you're done with your initial 1 or 2 years or 3 years, 4 years, depending on your speed, if you're done with that, you have to build your own business plan. On day one, you can't build this business plan. You will be able to build it after 2 years, 3 years, and depending on what speed you want to catch on. So the first thing should be your cover sheet and table of contents. Like any other book that you must have read, you have to have the cover page and the table of content, which the table of content should itself be so self-explanatory that your investor will come to know where you are and where you want to become. They are very sharp people, they are playing with money. Anybody who plays with money, they are very, very extremely sharp people. They only understand numbers, you don't have to explain anything to them. So your content will tell them the entire story. And your whole business plan should not be more than 30 to 40 pages, including your supporting documents. So this is how it is. The startup executive this is a kind of template which I was, this side is probably not able to see. So here you have to mention your punch statement, if you can see here, punch statement. Punch is actually punch. Punch, it's very hard to resist, right? So investors should find it very hard to resist and jump in. So your punch statement has to be that effective. Then your punchline will reflect your problem, solution, and the opportunity. Why are you going for investors at all? Why are you going for raising funds? That is the problem. You have fund problem. Your problem statement should be clearly defined. Then the solution, how do you want to overcome it? And what all are the opportunities in the market? You have to show it to them. You have to show your dream to your investor. I'll share a very small story. When I when I came to Goa to open up my resort, it took flat 100 days to convert a 42-room, very dilapidated. When I took over that property, it was absolutely in shambles. I took 100 days in building that property. And my first order was from somebody called Mr. Pankaj Kharbanda from Mumbai. He holds Mr. India. So he came to me in the month of January that Goa is the only place which is open and we want to hold our Mr. India competition here. And by then, my place was not ready. I'm talking about in January, I was ready by April. So I sold my dream to him. I said, this is how, I showed them the pictures which I had created already, 3D presentation. I showed him the presentation. This is how my plan, the advisors. Who all are the advisors? If you have advisors as, big name as, I'll just tell you a name, Narendra Modi maybe. If he's on your advisors team, so you can understand that your investor will not think even twice. Not even 10 minutes, in 2 minutes, 1 minute, just seeing the picture, he'll be saying, yes, I'm ready to invest. So that line of team, the influencers, they should really be able to influence the investors. Then I was talking about this, your dream team, your internal working team, not your team of advisors. The working hands will be CEO, CFO, Chief Financial Officer, CSO, Sales Officer, CTO, Technical Officer, Operating Officer, and the founder, you yourself. Build that team very carefully, very, very carefully. Ask your friends to join. If you're doing engineering, somebody is from computer science background, somebody is a civil engineer, somebody is, different streams of engineering. Come together. Dream that dream together and live it. So this is the canvas, which it looks like this. Canvas as in first page after you design your dream team. The first page, your key partners, who all are the partners? See, investors should not be given any false premise. All the data should be filled very, very, very methodically and absolutely honestly. Honesty has to reflect here. You can't bluff your investors. This is where you build your brand value. What is the value proposition that your brand has? You deliver what you say, or you don't deliver. At the end of it, you don't deliver what you say, what you promise. So if you are the later, then forget ever you are going to attract investors. This is again done very, very carefully. For all of these, you don't require yourself to be a market analyst. You don't have to be an MBA, let me tell you. I am an MBA, but that did help me. You can take help of your CFOs, Chief Financial Officer. They will identify the potential of the market. There are market analysts. So they will analyze if you have a product, if you have a mobile phone, what is the strength of the market that is available to you, and what is your addressable market, the smaller circle. What is your addressable market, and what is the total market share that you can avail. Slowly you can grow from 1 to the 5th stage. So analyzing this is again very important. Then industry analysis. Whichever industry, I'm in service industry, I'm in design sector, I'm in construction field, so I will like to analyze my industry. That how is the industry trend? How is the industry doing as a whole? So what is a blue ocean? And there are terms called blue ocean and red ocean. Red ocean, the industry is not doing pretty well. Industry is struggling. There is a downturn, there is a slag phase, there is a lag phase in that industry that you get to know through market research. Blue ocean, of course, yes, anybody coming in will earn some share immediately. Depending on the right, if everything goes right, you will definitely be able to earn profits. So there are 3 C's. Your company, your competitors, and your customers. You have to know that. If it is a blue ocean, then also you have to know. If it is a red ocean, then also you have to know all these 3 things. That is your 5 forces, competitive rivalry, who's your buyer, who's there, who's your channel partner, everything. And these require very deliberate steps, very deliberate thinking. And discussions as well from the industry leaders. See, business financing. First thing first, you have to self-fund it. Startup funding. You have to self-fund. Some segment you have to self-fund. If the investor knows that your fund is not attached here, they will never, ever invest. If a promoter himself or herself has not invested in the business, you can understand what is the kind of dream that she has or he has. So first is self-funding. Second one is angel investor. These are all findings. They'll not come to you or drop in your hand like that key in the first slide that I showed. They'll not come and get dropped in your hand. You have to find out. You have to keep yourself constantly updated with what's happening in the market, who's doing what. Angel investors are also available online, but they will not invest, let me tell you. Angel investor could be your father, could be your friend, which is less likely. The one who knows probably will not invest in you because they have seen your struggles. They are not sure of your wisdom. They have seen your struggles. So one who knows probably will not be able to invest. But the one who doesn't know, you can explain the technicalities, you can explain your dream, they will be able to invest. So angel investors. When I was doing my Goa resort, so I had a budget of around 1 CR, that the whole renovation I will spend 1 CR. Along the way, I needed another 3 CR. That means my projection went for a toss. My projection of 1 CR went for a toss. The more I went deep into it, I saw that there are other things also needed to be changed to make the product self-saleable. There is something called you have to sell your product. It requires a lot of your force and self-saleable product. You have to build a product which speaks for its own self. You don't have to sell an Apple phone, right? You don't have to sell an iPhone. But there are other players who struggle to sell their products. So I had to raise another 3 CR. Not small, right? It's not a small amount. So I knew of somebody from Bombay again. I discussed that this is what my projections are. After a year, this is how I'll be able to earn and I'll be able to repay. Investors need to be repaid. So I raised another 3 CR from angel investors, which is a difficult proposition. You have to build your business plan such that an investor gets really excited to invest with you. Then you have venture capitalists. These guys are wealthy guys. They have earned fortunes. They have their own businesses which is thriving. They have certain share which they want to invest in ventures. Why they are called venture capitalists? They invest in ventures, in companies. In your dream, they'll invest. And with 2 or 3 years of return plan, they will plan the return also, that within 3 years, these many equity I'll have, and this much of profit I should have, and I should come back. And they invest again with other ventures. Then you have banks and NBFC financing. Bank financing is the most typical financing that mostly in India, here we go for bank financing, and then non-banking finance companies, they are not banks, but a higher rate of interest they are ready to give you. Easiest money that you can get from NBFCs. If you have to ever raise your business and raise money for your business, the next round of money that you have to raise, go to NBFCs. If they really like your proposition, at little higher rate of interest, but they'll be able to give you money. These are the financial planning checklists. See, all of these are what I'm showing here. It is not in the order that after the, one after the other. It can happen either which ways. I mean, whichever can, but you have to tick all these. Whatever mentioned here, you have to tick all of these. Then there are certain investments, as in your business, as I told you, 100 to 150% you have to invest. Where are you investing? In purchases, salaries, repairs and maintenance, rents, taxes, depreciation, advertising, insurance, legal and professional compliances that you have to get, miscellaneous supplies, utilities, telecommunication, presentation expenses. These are the kind of expenses that you have to look into. After you have done with all these, please dream of scaling your business. If there is no scalability, if you do not have the scalable plan, if the plans are not scalable, multipliable, you have to multiply your profits. If your plans are not multipliable, investors will not invest in you. Now there's something that when you're analyzing the market, you come to know that there are few competitors who are eating your market share. So how do you kill them? Not actually stabbing, but you have to kill them by proving. Don't prove yourself that you're different than others. Prove how same they are. Don't say that probably, see, I'm different. Every movie that comes in, Bollywood movies, they call it, this movie is different. Don't call yourself you're different, but prove that how the other the competitors that you have in the market, how they're all same. And eventually it proves that you're different. So this is indirect way of saying that I'm better than the rest. The secret of business, especially these days, is to focus relentlessly on your unfair advantages, the things you do which others don't do. Create those, see, again I told you that this is something which does not happen in 24 hours. An entrepreneur needs 48 hours in a day, which is not available, right? You're doing double, triple shift. In a moment, you're living 3, 10, 20 moments in one go. This is like increasing your, this is something where, I mean, what I'm showing is a man selling a condom and a female selling tampons. So if I'm selling a tampon, who do I go to? If I'm selling it, say, who do I go to? Who do I go to? Anyone. Please come up and say if I'm selling something which is so female-centric. Huh? Women, of course, we will go to women. They are the end users. And? Male user. No, I'm a female selling tampons. I'm just searching my market share. First I go to women, of course I have to go. They are the end users. And who else do I go to? I go to men also. There is a reason why I go to men for selling tampons. The emotion, to encash the emotional quotient. It is very easy to convince a man to buy a tampon, which is of course, it has to be of good quality. And if you be see, your product is sold through your emotions, not your hard product which you sell. Every product, every ad that you see on TV commercial, all the TV commercials, if you see, they show the emotional side of it. So people don't think about it. You have to think it differently, that male segment, the entire male segment is also your end customer. They will buy or they will influence the decision making of their wives or their girls, their daughters. They will influence if they know. If they do not know, they can't. Normally this is what happens. They do not, male counterparts, they do not know about these products. So they do not influence their girls or the wives' decision making. Male can influence decision making of a woman. Again, the same thing with the condoms. Not only male users, speak to the female counterparts. They will influence a man's decision. So market is tremendous. How you place yourself and how you identify them. Identify your market. Go beyond your boundaries. So there is something called linear growth in your business and exponential growth in your business. If you want to, first we all grow linearly because you have your systems, operating systems to be put in place, your business development, relationships and sales. These are the basic things. That is why it is kept at the bottom of the thing, that these are the first thing that you have to look into for your linear growth. We do grow, but linearly we grow. But the moment we start investing in ourselves, in leadership, that is creating your dream team, uprising yourself, your own self. As business owner, you have to keep yourself updated with all the latest thing in the market. You can't be out of the market. You have to be in the market. What's happening? How is the buying trend? What people are buying? On what is the emotional quotient that people are latching on to. So all those analysis has to be done by you. And your next innovative campaign. I remember, we all know, who's that influencer? Kylie Jenner. She has Kylie Cosmetics. So there is a woman who, it is believed that if every morning first thing you do is rubbing ice on your face, it gives nice and tight skin to your, it tightens your facial skin. So what she did, she approached Kylie Jenner, and in one of her interviews, she promoted that product. Next morning, what happened? The kind of business orders that she got was so huge that she was not able to even handle those demands. So these are the innovative campaigns, catching on to the emotional factors. These will give you the exponential growth to your business. So this is what was my journey in bits and pieces that I shared with you. And I'm sure that you will at least initiate your dreams. You will initiate dreaming. Focus on it, achieve it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I will also share a few of the pictures. This is, you're rolling it? This is what I built, my resort in, that's called High-Base Hotels. These are the few pictures. I designed it myself. You can go on. Next. There was nothing on this site, absolutely nothing. So within flat 100 days, I designed it. And I inaugurated with the Mr. India. See, this is the car that I drive.
This is your Rolls Royce,
Yes.
huh? 10 CR, huh?
Plus taxes. This is again GRSE, Garden Reach Shipbuilders. I am their, I'm external consultant. As a designer, I am an external consultant to National Building Construction Corporation, NBCC, which is again a Navratna company of Government of India. So actually there is no limit, but just you have to keep on latching, holding on to your dream. This is my team and the Mr. Indias that they had come. And also, being a woman, definitely explore yourself into the man's territory. The way I have done is getting into a construction business. All you need is that grit. That's it. Hold on to it. One day or the other, very soon, the success will come to you. I'll share a few real-time how to register your businesses. I have few slides. Deeds wale na, deeds, that folder. See, these are the certifications that you require. You have to have a good name. Okay, I must share this. While I was coming from airport to cantonment, I saw a board which read as TAN, TAN Sukh, SUKH. Then I said tan. I mean, in India, people are going after, how to look fairer. Wherein I saw that somebody who was selling, how to become tanned. So, uske niche likha hua tha, multi-cuisine restaurant. So it was not tan, it was tan sukh. Now, can you imagine? See, you cannot have a name which does not reflect your business. A multi-cuisine restaurant, you write Tan Sukh. Again, when I read it properly, that it is not Tan Sukh, it is Tan Sukh, I again dreamt of something else. What kind of Sukh they are selling? So a multi-cuisine restaurant, name is very important. Why I mentioned is that naming your business is again very important factor. It is going to be there beyond you to many generations. Probably if you have that right focus, it will see many generations. So Tan Sukh cannot be a multi-cuisine restaurant. So you have to register it in whichever area you are. If you are in Jaipur, it must be Rajasthan government. If you have to register your brand with the government. So these are the few, I just registered it in Maharashtra. So these are the compliances that, compliances that you have to go through to have the backup of documents what an investor requires. Next. So this is how it looks like. I mean, just a prototype wherein, but this is original. These are all my companies. So these are original prototype. You also have to procure them from the government. Next. There is valuation report. There is a report there. Another one. Valuation report. No, not this. I'll just show it to you. Next, इसके पहले वाला दिखा. This one. Signed valuation report. See, once you have done your business for 2 to 3 years and you're going to an investor for raising fund, you have to have valuation. What's your brand value? What is the value of your brand in the market? So this is Mint Matrix Hotels and Restaurant Private Limited, where I am one of the directors. So this is the real-time valuation report. You can see it is stamped by merchant bankers. They stamp it, they evaluate, they value your business. It is, कहते हैं ना कि 500 crore, 600 crore, 1000 crore business. So these valuations are done by merchant bankers, which is being done here. You can go up, little up. So this is how it looks like. Table of content. You can see everything that we have discussed. It is placed out here. Scope and purpose of your business, it should be well defined and relevant. It has to be relevant. Yeah, go up. The background, while I was trying, okay, this is, come down please. This valuation was done when I was trying to raise 3 CR. So this valuation was done then. My company was valued by merchant bankers and they decided that this much we can. If the valuation report says you cannot raise 300 CR because you have to pay back as well. It's not that you raise money and you keep it in your pocket, you have to pay back. So your brand should be able to pay back within 3 years, not beyond that. Yeah, go up. So these are the, you can see my name is also there. You have to show that who all are there, how they are positioned in the market, in your company. So these surveys are done by merchant bankers. These are real-time figures. Yeah, that's it. So you can see here, being a woman, it's not a handicap, okay? So these are my partners, and see what is the share a woman can hold. 29.74% that I hold, more than any of the male counterparts. So don't underestimate yourself. If you have acumen, you can gain it. So this is a real-time report that I shared with you all, and I hope that things fly off. I mean, kick off for you all or as well. I mean, all the best. Thank you so much.
Usha, join me here. So it's a Q&A session in case Usha को सुनने के बाद किसी को कोई सवाल पूछना है in terms of how she did it, या आपके जहन में कुछ सवाल आया हो, आप सोचिए. मेरे जहन में बहुत सारे आए. I really want to ask Usha. So the first thing that I want to ask her is that starting from 1,500 rupees to buying a Rolls Royce में तो नाम भी नहीं आ रहा, देखो तुमने तो खरीद ली. So to buying that, which costs 10 CR plus taxes, how have you lived the dream? Of course, with a lot of passion. But सिर्फ passion नहीं होता ना, बहुत कुछ और होता है. So how is it?
Yeah. As I mentioned also that I dreamt of it when I was in class 6th or 7th standard. How is the journey been? It's full of roller coaster. Full of roller coaster. When you
had the 1,500 rupees, what was the first thing you did?
And that too, I took it from my husband. I didn't have that because I was beginning my enterprise. So I didn't have that 1,000. From where do you earn it? Okay, I must tell you that as a designer, what was my first project? Everybody's dream project is, you know, some house, some bungalow, or some office. My first project, I had to take up the project and build my portfolio. So one of my friend, back then in 2004, he just constructed a house and he needed a shoe rack for his home. He went in the market and saw that 14,000 ka shoe rack tha wo. So over the drink session, he said, today we had gone to buy a shoe rack and it was costing this much. Usha, tum bhi to design, he was a Bengali gentleman. He said, Usha, you have done your designing course. I mean, can you design it for me? So I said, why not? He said, it was costing 14,000. If you design it, you take up the project. That was my first project, but I designed it in flat 7,000 rupees. A shoe rack for one of my friend, 7,000 rupees. So that is the value proposition. Why somebody will come to me, a better quality at a lesser price, which is a difficult ball game to strike that balance. But if you can do that, people will definitely come to you. You're killing your competitors there.
So, like looking at your portfolio, you've got huge clients.
Yeah.
So how did that happen? What was the first big project that you got?
My first big project was with Garden Reach Shipbuilders, as I mentioned also. INS Karmuk, somebody contacted me, in fact, through a common friend. See, as I told you, that you have to say what you want. If a guy comes up to me and tells me that I need a woman, I'm 6'4", I need a woman who is 5 feet 8 inches. Does that suffice? Does that suffice? I can get 80 years old woman who is 5 feet 8 inches. Will that suffice? You have to clearly mention that what you want. You need a 5 feet 8 inches girl, 20 to 30 years of age. This is the background. So all these you have to mention, you have to keep talking. Keep talking. Whoever you meet, you have to talk about your dream. Some way or the other. You can't get lost in their conversation. Bring them into your conversation. That's how you strike a deal. If you have to strike a deal, bring the crowd into your conversation. You can't get involved into their conversation.
Okay, that's very interesting. One of the, I think, takeaways for me was be the ball buster.
Yes.
उसकी definition दोबारा बताना. Be the ball buster की बहुत
A man
interesting.
who destroys, a woman who destroys a man's self-confidence. So a man's entire self-confidence is into what? Now we know.
Okay, so so be the ball buster. And after that, one and very interesting thing which I liked, which you said, is that as a woman, we carry a lot of emotional baggage.
Yes.
है ना? हम अपने लिए कुछ करते हैं तो guilt पहले हो जाता है.
Absolutely.
But you put it aside.
I had put it aside. Yes, I had to work. As an entrepreneur, I had to raise 2 kids. I had to raise my husband who never grew up. I had to raise my in-laws' family, my own family. So there were lot of baggages on me. I never let it come across in my way of journey. I could not. I did everything without having a hint of guilt that I'm missing on to something. Yes, to gain something, sacrifice is equal to success. That cannot be replaced. That sacrifice I did, but at back of my mind, I knew that I'm doing everything right. Nothing can go wrong back at home, even if I'm not there. So that kind of value system you have to create at your home first, and then it is projected outside as well.
Okay, so in Mumbai you said जो Rolls Royce Club है, उसमें सिर्फ 14 हैं members. You're one of them.
One is Amitabh Bachchan as well.
Ah, so are there women apart from you?
I haven't met them. Met them, but I know of this club. They keep meeting. I haven't met them. All of them, I haven't met them yet.
So you have kids 22 and 18.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like. Unless you told me, I was like, मैं तब से ये सोच रही थी, अच्छा इतने बड़े बच्चे हैं. So work keeps you young?
Definitely not the eyes. Yes, what keeps anyone young is the physical activity. I run 10 kilometers every day. 10 kilometers every day. I have proof to show you. While during lockdown, I used to run around my building, not in the gym. I never run in the gym. I run on the road. But I run. I make it a point that I do some kind of activity every day. I lift weight, I run. That's my passion. Running is my passion.
And talking about passion, जो भी आपका business है, you're into a lot of businesses. And like you said, male-dominated society. You have existed and you're growing. So what does it take? What would you tell, like these young girls over here?
Anybody, be it a male or a female, what they respect is not the body, the intellect. What you have within, if you can rightly project it outside, be it a man or a woman, they are bound to respect you. As I told you that even if I used to talk to and negotiate with a carpenter, he used to be a male. He always thought that she is a woman. I say 20 rupees for a 10 rupees job, and she'll accept it. Probably she doesn't know about it. You have to know your job, and that bloody well you have to know your job. And tell them. I used to tell all my these vendor partners as well, those who used to give me higher rates. I used to say that I wish that there were few women like me in the industry. Then probably you were not required in the whole gamut. Yeah. Yes, yes, please. Yes. In my business, my president is a woman, Priyanka Ranka. I was speaking to her yesterday. My CFO is a woman, and I'm a woman. So I feel absolutely elated if I can be of any help to anyone. Because the reason being, I never got even the tiniest finger coming up to me for any help. I am a first generation entrepreneur. There was not even a bee of business in my blood running. So extend your help if you can. That's been my mantra always. I have been doing it. And unfortunately enough, there are not too many women there. When I did my designing course, it was full of women, full of girls. But no one could make a career out of it.
Because then women
It's
shift their
that
priorities
intimidating
now.
world because
Shift
of-
हो जाती हैं priorities. आपने कभी नहीं की. You were like so focused that your
Yeah, one reason is priority shift, and then second one is you get intimidated. You can't let yourself get intimidated because of anything. Prepare yourself, no matter what it takes to prepare yourself. If you're prepared, no one can intimidate you. No one. When I get into the business meeting and men in the room, they feel that it belongs to them, the room belongs to them. When they are not ready to listen to what proposition I have on the table, I tell them point blank, you're not letting me speak. And they feel bad about it also, but then I have to put my...
Put down and
Yeah, absolutely. And I say, you're not letting me speak. And when they hear me out, when they see the content, they are bound to agree to it. So your research has to be thorough. Your knowledge has to be thorough. You can't fumble on that. On your preparedness, you can't fumble. If you fumble, there are many people out there to cut your leg.
So one last thing before we, wrap up. You told your husband that, it's either me or it's distant relationship or else you leave. And then he chose you, right, after serving the nation. So I'm sure he's a madly in love husband. Yeah? So,
Yes.
So any message for him? I'm sure, he's not there to listen, but...
I'll say that he was madly in love. Second, he had no option. You can't give options to people. The day you start... Okay, another interesting fact that I must share it with you all, that CMD, that is called Chairman and Managing Director of Garden Reach Shipbuilders, Admiral, I have the, I forgot to show you, in fact, I have the testimonial from him as well. So he asked me to design. I was called to design his office and the Excellence Center, which reflects 135 years of shipbuilding, Kolkata, Garden Reach Shipbuilders. They only build ships. So they wanted to reflect their 135 years of journey. I went to meet him for the, with the design of my own. Whatever I projected, I explained it to him. This is how the space layout is, and this is how it is going to look like. So after listening to me very carefully, very patiently, he asked me, Mrs. Goswami, I like your proposition. I like the layout that you have done. Any other option? I said, no. I can't come with an alternative option. If I have an option behind me, that means I'm not presenting the best on the table. Still, there is a best one to come up. I said, no, sorry, sir. I don't have any other option.
But I still would say that your husband is madly in love with you. वरना बाकी husbands कहते हैं तुम जाओ या distance कर लेते हैं. It's okay. It's absolutely fine. We have to be in our profession. But Usha, thank you so much. It was so much of a learning. You are so humble, grounded, and young as you are, deep in your job.
So much.
May you grow and may you buy another Rolls Royce very soon. Thank you so much.
all
Thank
of
you to the
Thank
lovely
you.
audience.
Thank you, Aradhana, for calling me. I must not forget to thank her enough. That first name that she could think of is me. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, everyone.